วัสดีครับพี่น้องมาใหม่ครับเมื่อกี้วิดีโอเต็มไปเซตอัพใหม่ข้าวต้มกับไก่ต้มไก่ซุปครับเอาไว้กินแต่ส้มตำเดี๋ยวท้องมันจะแน่นเอาไว้กินทีหลังตอนนี้เรามากินตำปูดองดองเองค่ะส้มตำก็มีเหมือนเดิมค่ะผักสลัดกินแข่งกับสโนว์เลยนะคะแข่งกับความหนาว
fought in some of the harshest terrain on Earth.
เพื่อเอาขึ้นใส่20 เม็ด
In early September 1943, 170,000 Allied troops had stormed beaches in southern Italy and began to fight their way
ดิบ
north.
กินได้เลย
The Allies made rapid progress, advancing 250 miles in just 12 weeks. More than 75 years later, technology expert Pete Kelsey and war historian Marty Morgan are retracing the Allies' route through central Italy.
This is Route 6. This is the road to Rome. And in September 1943, this thoroughfare was critical to Allied strategy in Italy.
What was the Allies' objective?
The objective is to get to Rome. And they hoped that by liberating Rome, they would score an important psychological
เคี่ยวมะขาม
The fascist dictator Mussolini was under arrest.
มะขามไม่ได้แช่
Italy had joined the Allies.
ไม่ได้แช่น้ำก่อน
Germans were suddenly overstretched.
ใส่ไปทั้ง
Under arrest by whom?
Victory looked certain.
อร่อยนะ
But a few months later, there were some 55,000 Allied
คือมี
casualties,
ซัม
and much of the country lay in ruins. What went wrong? How did the Allied advance against a broken enemy turn into such a brutal bloodbath?
Where?
ไม่เคยใส่พ
Pete
ริก
and
กับสา
Marty
มี
are heading to the place where the Allied advance came to a deadly halt.
ไม่สุภาพไม่ชอบกินมือ เพราะว่ามือข
The
องเราเนี่ย
medieval hillside town,
thank you มันจะ
You
กำ
want
หนด
San Pietro in
You can have
ปาก
what you
ก็
want.
ได้
With a population of 1,500 people, San Pietro sat on the slopes of Monte Sambucaro, overlooking Route 6. On December 7, 1943, 2,400 men of the U.S. Army's 36th Infantry Division advanced on San Pietro.
เอามาล้างอย่างดีน้ำเกลือ
Like any other town on their route through Italy. What happened here that stopped the Allies in their tracks? Much of the town is overgrown with foliage. To look for clues hidden in the landscape,
ไข่เขา
Pete launches a drone. It's equipped with state-of-the-art remote sensing technology called LiDAR.
How we good?
ขออภัยครับ
Clear up.
มันเพิ่นไม่กิน
Using its onboard laser capability,
เคี่ยว
Pete
ปูแล้ว
produced the first ever
เคี่ยวไม่ได้
three-dimensional digital model of San Pietro Infine.
What we really want to do is make the invisible visible by removing all these trees.
LiDAR can penetrate foliage to reveal man-made structures beneath.
We're probably going to see things that haven't been seen
ผัด
in
ถั่วให้
75,
ทำให้
80
กิน
years.
While the LiDAR team continues their survey, Pete and Marty head up into the town to look for other clues to explain why the Allies got
อายุ
bogged
เยอะแล้วต้อง
down in
เคี้ยวให้
heavy fighting
ละ
here.
เอียดนะ
Ammunition box.
German?
No, British.
ค่อยๆกิน
But World War II. Right here we have some vestiges of the German occupation of San Pietro. These would have been used to form a roadblock by putting the two big blocks in the middle of the roadway, and you get an effective obstruction. All it would take would be one automatic weapon somewhere down the road there, and nobody could get anywhere near them. Here, follow me. Once you had Germans would occupy a space like this and set up a mortar battery. So the mortar battery is here, completely concealed from view,
Right.
capable of throwing the rounds out for where the roof used to be. And you have suddenly a source of punishing firepower that you're going to have a heck of a time finding.
Pete and Marty have made some intriguing discoveries, but they found nothing unexpected.
We've got a village completely in ruin. We have maybe a mortar position and 2 anti-tank barriers. And that's it. There's not really anything explaining why the Battle of San Pietro lasted as long as it did or cost as many lives as it did.
To continue their quest, they head toward what was once San Pietro's grandest building, the Brunetti Palace.
This is incredible.
Wow.
Eyewitness accounts tell us that German soldiers turned this building into their military headquarters.
Can you punch into the village?
Yeah.
เอาแล้วกินช้อน
The first ever 3D survey of San Pietro and Fine is a revelation.
อาหารไปอยู่ตรงไหน
Gosh, look at that.
When you remove the trees, devastation just sort of jumps out of that model.
The results show that 98% of the town was wiped out.
That's
Oh, made a
almost complete
kind,
target
really.
coverage.
Unbelievable.
But who destroyed San Pietro so comprehensively, and why? Pete and Marty think the answer may not lie in the town itself, but in the landscape around it. So they change tack and head up into Monte San Vaccaro. A 4,000-foot-high mountain directly behind San Pietro. This mountaintop must have been strategically important. But can they find evidence the Germans were up here?
Poor bastards.
ปูอะไร
Bringing old friends back to life. The Toy Hospital, Friday at 8 on Channel 5 and My 5.
Can Ariel take on the Wash Cold Challenge? Turn down and see. Tough stains like mud and sweat are harder to remove in a cold wash. Ariel pods are rated best on stains by Witch. They dissolve fast for a brilliant clean, even on cold. And if you plan to wash colder, you could save up to 60% on your washing machine energy costs. Wash colder with Ariel, rated best on stains by Witch. Always keep away from children.
จังคอยอยู่บนหัว
Who are you talking to?
เอาเป็นไม้วิดีโอ
Anybody listening?
No.
No.
not online ออฟไลน์ Can I get more?
Well, entire. Yeah, you can have what you want. More beans. They're good, aren't they?
carrot
Not carrot. It's sweet potato.
Both inspires. You create. Make your Christmas easy this year with
It's
need
over.
more.
I cooked this with the chicken, so it's very soft. It's overcooked.
2 ways and finish at the same time with up to 70% less fat. Air fry in one drawer, roast in another, and enjoy the tip together.
น้ำบีบใส่ปูครับพี่น้อง
Go from dual zone to one
Oh, no.
mega zone with the new Flex Drawer. Christmas made easy. Ninja.
ใกล้หมดแล้ว ขอบคุณนะคะที่รับชมน้ำเพชรจนจบน้ำเพชรไปดูวิดีโอเพื่อนน้ำเพชรก็ดูจบเหมือนกัน
There, there.
spray. New Febreze fabric refresher. I literally use this every day to enjoy its freshness for hours. After I make the bed, after I catch my dog on the couch. So I can wear my jacket one more time. It even makes shoes smell fresh. Its water-based formula actually fights odors and doesn't just cover them up with scent. Over 1,000 uses. Febreze fabric refresher safe to use around cats and dogs. Life is full of big occasions. The ones you can.
Sorry, Pat. I'm trying to break this. I can't. Because I'm in the middle of a friggin' bone, that's why.
So savor them together with the delicious multi-layered experience of Ferrero Rocher. Ferrero Rocher. Get wrapped up in the moment.
New gadget, Albert. Oh, this is my smart meter display. It shows how much energy I'm using daily, weekly, and monthly, which could help
ได้
me
กิน
make
มะกอกพี่น้อง
changes to save energy.
So it's an altered time machine.
มะกอกไม่ได้แช่น้
For extra help managing your household budget, search for the smart meter today.
From World War to Cold War, ships have gone down with their secrets.
This is an unsolved mystery that has never quite been explained.
We piece together the clues hidden in
ำ
the
ว้าย
depths
เผ็ดแล้วคราวนี้
stories. A brand new series, Sunken Warships Secrets from the Deep, Wednesday at 8 on 5 Select and My 5.
Power Time, dating for over 50s in their prime. Sponsors Prime Time on 5 Select.
กินเองเพิ่งรู้ว่าเผ็ด
Marty has met up with military historian Damiano Paravano to
Hey,
scout
Paula,
the
pardon
sites
me.
for signs of military activity.
คราวนี้มีพริกหม่าล่า
Martin, there's a clear German imprisonment here. Oh, really?
พริกหม่าล่าเจอพริกขี้หนูไป
Very well preserved. Oh my God, yeah, look at that.
อืม
Incredible. Oh, and we walked right up on it and didn't even know it. This is what they call a sanger. An environment where you can't dig in. You simply just pull up stones and create an improvised fighting position. What an extraordinary find.
But the Sanger appears to be the only sign of the fighting up here.
กับปูจ้ะ
The might of the German army is proving elusive. So,
Starting engine.
Pete takes to the sky.
ไม่สามารถเคี้ยวกระดองมันได้อะ
I'm doing a drone-based 3D photogrammetry
เคี้ยวได้อยู่แต่มันต้องใช้เวลานาน
of this ridgeline because you can see the entire
จะหมดแล้วนะ
Convinced the Germans must have occupied the high ground above San Pietro, Pete hopes high-resolution photogrammetry can capture further signs of military activity here on the ridge. Back in the Brunetti Palace, Pete and Marty examine the results.
Oh yeah. You gotta love photogrammetry.
Pete's survey reveals features it was impossible to see from the ground.
Oh, see, that is that stone protective position. They call it a sanger.
But the Sanger isn't the only military feature on the mountainside.
Oh yeah. See this rectangular position right there? That is the artillery position on the reverse slope.
They've discovered a German artillery emplacement still on the mountain, with a forward observer in the Sanger in direct contact with the gunners hidden behind the ridge.
Let's zoom out. See, I knew it. There are artillery positions and these sangers along this whole ridge line.
But the Germans weren't just on Monte Sambucaro. Records show they also held Monte Lungo. From both these mountains, German observers could direct devastating artillery fire down onto Allied troops in the valley below. U.S. artillery fought back, bombarding German positions on the mountain ridges and in San
หมดแล้ว
Pietro
จ้ะ
with more than 200,000 shells,
แล้วก็มากินไก่
leaving the town in ruins. But But the destruction of an entire town begs a chilling question. What happened to the people of San Pietro?
How could anybody survive this?
Pete Kelsey's LiDAR survey has shown that the hillside town
มันฝรั่งทอด
was devastated in a bloody 10-day battle. 98% of the town was destroyed. So what happened to the inhabitants?
If I weigh you tomorrow, you'll be 70 kilograms.
Why?
But the LiDAR results
It's still-
also reveal some intriguing features.
These left is ravine.
Still what?
What are those?
still the same weight
A series of strange hollows in the cliffs behind the town.
Those caves?
We should have a closer look.
สามีบอกพรุ่งนี้เธอตื่นมาต้องได้70 กิโล
To find out, Pete and Marty have met up with local historian Maurizio Zambardi.
Quando i tedeschi arrivarono
When the Germans arrived in the town, they wanted all the civilians evacuated.
ไม่
So
กล้า
they
เผ็ด
escaped and took refuge in the caves.
rifugiarono
น้ำชานะคะ น้ำชาไม่ใช่อย่างอื่น
These caves aren't natural. They're man-made.
มันเผ็ดกินน้ำชาต้มวันละ2 ลิตร
ogni segno di questo
See these marks? Each one of these is the mark of a pickaxe.
paese
The civilians from the town excavated the caves using pickaxes and then threw the earth out into the valley.
Entire families sheltered here in freezing conditions for weeks at a time. They had very little food, and there was no clean water.
ไม่กินละ
questi sono
ข้าวต้ม
These are the people of San Pietro.
questa ad esempio un'altra donna
This woman is crying in desperation after losing everything. Her home, her family, her loved ones.
questa è mia
ข้าว
nonna
ต้มมีทั้งลูกเดือย
that's your grandmother yes mia nonna
Yes. Her name is Marianne Ferrari. And this photograph was taken right here.
มี
in
ทั้ง
these
ลูก
caves.
เดือยมีทั้งถั่วเขียว
That's amazing. How many people were in these caves?
in queste grotte vivevano
About 500 people. 1/3 of the town's population.
500 people
No one has ever surveyed these caves digitally before. So for the first time, Pete is recording them using a handheld LiDAR scanner.
So thousands of times per second, this device is sending out the laser beam and making really accurate measurements of everything it sees. And ultimately what we'll have is a really accurate 3D model of this whole system of caves.
Pete hopes the results will help to illuminate what
You know what
life
this
was
is?
like for the people forced to live here.
No. Do you know what is this?
บน
You know what it's called? Wishbone.
เชดบน
Wishbone.
Inside
Shed
the Royal
bone.
Palace, Pete
Okay.
and Marty examine the results.
Pull.
เนี่ย
Check
No,
this
no,
out.
no. You pull it. You pull it. Put your finger here and pull
The model clearly
until
shows
it's
a
breaking.
system
You
of
win.
more
So
than a
you
dozen
you make a
caves.
wish, and if you win, your wish will come
160
true.
feet end-to-end,
Ah, I
13
wish
up to
I
12
want to
feet
win
from
lotto.
face.
Therefore
But the model also provides
So
a chilling
impatient
glimpse
you
of the conditions inside.
Get your head around this. The numbers work out to about 18 inches square per person.
oh my god they're crammed in like sardines
According to contemporary accounts, the town's inhabitants excavated separate caves to begin with. But that
ลม
changed
ในร่างกายของเรามันก็เหมือนกัน
queste grotte erano state scavate
Artillery shells exploded in front of the caves. People were buried inside. So they decided to link the caves together with an internal passageway, so people could escape if it happened again.
in maniera quindi che sì
Enough.
Finally,
I can't eat
December
anymore.
17th, 1943, the Allies drove the Germans off the mountaintops and out of the town.
I can eat veggie but I can't eat
By the time the 10-day battle for San Pietro was over, 300 civilians had been killed. American soldiers were astonished to see surviving townspeople emerge from the caves. Sick and malnourished, they looked like ghosts.
I'd like to say that I could understand the experience that these people endured in these caves, but I can't. There's never been a moment in my life where I was forced to retreat into a cave simply to survive. But then you also see this quality of the human spirit, that they could come out of that experience, confront the destruction of their village, and still find reasons to smile.
3.
That's human spirit, and this experience didn't conquer it.
1942 or 43? 43. Sorry, who?
But if the GIs of the 36th Infantry
My brother was born in 39, so he was 4 years old. Living in a village, you know, with a war going on in Italy, you know.
That is
Remember things like that,
absolutely
do
chilling. You are walking into a hornet's nest.
In December 1943, the U.S. Army's 36th Infantry Division has taken the hillside town of San Pietro in Fine.
ขออีกหน่อยนะคะ
The division is back on the road.
I eat shit with the carbohydrate.
Toward Rome.
After Allied forces capture San Pietro, the curtain drops on one drama, but it's about to lift on yet another drama, because then they have to move on to the next objective, and the next objective is the Leary Valley.
7 miles west of San Pietro lies the Leary Valley. Strategically important because the road to Rome runs right through it. Blocking the Allies' path is a river, the Rapido. Dug in on the opposite side is a heavily armed German division. On January 20th, 1944, 6,000 U.S. infantrymen mount an amphibious river assault. The 2-day battle here ends with nearly 2,000 casualties, and one of the worst defeats for the U.S. Army in the Second World War. So serious that a congressional inquiry is convened to look into what happened.
Inquiry.
Why did the assault across the Rapido end in a massacre? To find the answer, Pete is helping remote sensing expert Dr. Richard Dowdswell to launch a robotic boat. It's equipped with underwater mapping technology called multi-beam sonar.
And what kind of range? How far can you be from the base station?
2 kilometers line of sight.
Pete wants to conduct the first ever survey of the section of river where American soldiers attempted their assault 75 years ago. He's hoping the results might help to explain why it failed.
Richard, what is this robot going to do?
At the bottom of the boat, there's a sonar sensor. So this is going to send out a sound pulse into the water. That's going to bounce off the banks of the river, the bottom of the river.
So a 3-dimensional, very accurate model of the riverbed.
Yeah.
Oh, amazing. Why don't I give you a hand?
No one has conducted a systematic search of the battlefield like this before. While Pete starts to survey a 300-foot section of the river,